All right, y'all.
We're back.
We're back. We're Black and White Randoms podcast.
Yep.
This is episode 2.
Yep.
I'm T, also known as Tierra, also known as Sky for some people. This is
Trish, just plain old Trish.
yeah, just Trish. Um, so moving on to our next episode,
Oh
guys.
boy.
We're full of probably about random topics. We'll probably be talking about some trending things, some things that aren't trending. Um, some of the topics might repeat as we gather more information.
Right.
But we're gonna start this thing off right, Trish, because I got some questions out here.
Okay.
Alrighty. So, what is a decent amount to spend on a first date? And this is only coming up because it keeps coming up on social media. Like I literally just watched a chick the other day, legit embarrassed this dude. I think he took on a first date to like 5 guys or something. And I mean, you would have thought this was like the worst date known to man. Like this girl was like, no, it wasn't even 5 guys. He took her to Shake Shack. That's what restaurant it was. It was Shake Shack.
I mean, you're balling if you taking somebody to Shake Shack.
Like,
expensive.
He really legit at Shake Shack spent like $50 on it, and she was just like going off the whole entire time.
That's like a couple. Was it a year ago?
And I don't know if this was like
where people were like Cheesecake Factory in the date. You remember that whole debacle too?
Yeah.
Y'all gotta stop.
And that's what I was thinking about, like the cheesecake thing. Like,
yeah,
y'all got to stop. Like, it's no way.
There's
like,
a combination.
The dude started recording her because she started going off on him about it. But my thing is, when y'all pulled into the parking lot, why you even like sit down at the table with this man?
True.
Knowing that you felt this type of way about Shake Shack.
Yeah. Y'all gotta stop. It's a combination of what kind of person are you? What kind of person is he? What do y'all like to eat? What do you want to eat? What can you afford? Like, y'all want men to take you out and ball out on the first date, and you don't even know if you want to go out with him a second time. He might not want to go out with you a second time. Absolutely. Maybe he doesn't want to go bankrupt and spend his whole check on one date when there may not even be a second. Y'all gotta stop.
You don't even know this person.
Yeah, women, y'all gotta stop. Because it's only women that I've seen.
Why are you tripping because he took you to Shake Shack?
Yeah.
Y'all don't even know if y'all really into each other yet.
It's only women that I've seen complain about this particular issue. So I'm going to say women, y'all need to stop. But it could be men as well. But I've only seen women complain about it. Y'all gotta stop. Y'all really gotta stop.
Doing too much. But
the thought, it's not the thought. Like, I don't want to sound cheesy. The thought is what counts. But like, he took you somewhere. He's paying for it. He took you to a place where there's no, because Shake Shack is not a place where there's pressure for anything to come after. Like, it's a place you can chill, hang out. There's music. Like, conversations can naturally happen at a place like that.
Absolutely.
And y'all just gotta let it be.
But that goes to show you what type of person it is. Like, if you complain about this, like, I guarantee you probably can't even carry like a conversation while you sit down anyway. You probably born is all outdoors.
Yeah, probably.
With no personality, but it's a lot to this.
Yeah.
And then like wondering now why a lot of these guys aren't as masculine as y'all want them to be. Y'all aren't even allowing them to do the basic things, like actually take you on a date. I don't care if he took you to a daggone park. Ma'am, he invested that time.
Yeah.
I'm not even legit worried about the money. He sat there and invested time into whatever date he took you on.
Yeah, and it's almost like something like a park or like an adventure, something that's not food, right? Takes more effort and planning than going somewhere to eat. So if it's anything other than food, or if y'all like do something and food is also involved, it takes more effort to plan something like that.
It does.
But like, I think women have been like taught or conditioned by this current time to think the more money he spends, the more interested he is. And that is really not always the case.
It's not, but you got to also look at the current generation. And I'm not saying all generations aren't dating, but the mass majority of like the dating generation and population now is in Gen Z. And I don't know if it's because some of those young adults feel more entitlement or whatever it is, but like y'all got to stop.
Yeah, absolutely.
And social media doesn't make things better because they see people going on all these extravagant dates.
Yeah.
And who knows, those people could be months into their date. Might not even be the first date. It could be they might be on month 10, they
Mm-hmm.
might be 2 years in, they might be 2.5 years in,
Yeah.
3 years, 5 years. You don't know how long those
Yeah.
people been together. And even if it is one of those dudes that went out of his way to spend all his money, that doesn't mean that connection is there.
Mm-hmm.
Like y'all are so caught up on the aesthetics and a post.
Yeah. Yeah. Women cut it out.
Y'all gotta cut it out. We
Yeah.
gotta stop.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's not some millennials out there that are, had that entitlement bug as
There are
well,
some.
but
Yeah,
for the
absolutely.
most part, probably not. Um, I don't know. It was just something that was on my mind
Okay.
because I feel like it just keeps popping up.
Right.
All right, this is another one.
Uh-oh.
Does height actually matter? And the reason why this one came up, that show that's on, like, I forgot if it's actually on YouTube or not. I can't remember, but I know I see clips a lot on like TikTok. That one where like they pop the balloons.
Oh
once the
yeah,
guy
that's
and the
been
girl
taking
walks
over
in.
my feed.
But like I was watching one the other day, and literally because this guy was maybe average height for a guy, every female just popped their balloon immediately.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a deal breaker if he's not tall. I've never imagined myself with someone shorter or my height. However, personality really trumps everything else, honestly. So on the surface, my head might turn a little bit faster for a tall guy, but once I get to know someone, if I'm talking to someone, I'm not going to care how tall you are if I actually talk to you.
I don't know. I think most girls don't even. I'm not even gonna say most women. The new age, whatever, is like they gotta be 6 feet. Some of these girls be like 5'1", talking about they want somebody 6'1".
You
want
wanna
to
look
do the
like a
whole
toddler?
fit, like telling you now. The thing is, if y'all end up connecting, that's fine, and it was natural, organic. You guys met on some organic stuff. Like, cool, do you? And I'm not saying height is all, end all be all. Now, most women are gonna prefer a guy that they can like put on heels with, whatever
Yeah.
that means. Because you can
Yeah.
be 5'1" and the dude could be 5'6", and you can put on heels and be fine all day long.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you just gotta decide what's more important. Cause like you sent out here fishing for a tall guy, and you might be 5'2", the guy might be, let's just say he's probably 5'8", and you send up there passing him over, and it's a dude that's actually gonna do right by you, but you want to, oh no, he gotta be 6'3". And
Right.
this 6'3" dude is dogging you out every chance he get.
Right.
Yeah, like,
I
and I'm
mean,
not saying like everybody has their preference.
yeah.
Right? There's certain things that are deemed as more attractive to you, whatever that
Yeah.
means.
And I mean, like I also like I automatically grabbed too. My mother was slightly taller than my father, and she chose not to wear heels because she was taller than him. And to my knowledge, he never complained, but she felt like she couldn't do that. So I also don't think women should be limiting themselves just because you think he might feel a specific type of way. So it's like,
But also, I feel like on the flip side, maybe the female feels awkward being in heels and being
that's
taller
possible.
than the guy. I don't know. More often than not, I feel like I hear about tall girls dating shorter guys, and it doesn't. The ones that have, not all of them,
Right.
because some of them just not gonna mess with no shorter.
Right.
Period, point blank. Which is
It's your
basically the
that's your
same
prerogative.
argument.
That's your
Really, like,
choice. Hey.
are you a tall woman like dating a shorter dude? Whatever.
Right.
At the end of the day, we only got one life, so you better decide if you want to live on this earth being unhappy.
Right.
Not to say that like somebody is gonna complete you fully. You should be trying to complete yourself,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't be out here trying to live like that person's height is gonna determine whether or not they're a great person for you or not for you.
Yeah.
You don't even know. You didn't give that person a chance. You don't know their personality, and just because he's somewhat on the shorter side in comparison for some of y'all, not to say he's actually short,
Right.
that doesn't mean he's unattractive.
Yeah.
I don't know. In this day and age where a lot of women claim that they really don't care about aesthetics, y'all sure do care about aesthetics.
Right.
Because a lot of times on that
that show, whatever that show is,
whatever,
yeah.
a lot of these women will swear up and down that they do not. Oh, I don't really know because I don't base I don't base my decision a lot. I don't base who I date on physicality. I'm more about getting to know the person. Okay, so when that person walked in the room, why the heck did you hit that damn? Why did
You
you
pop that balloon
pop the
right away
balloon
before
as
he even said
soon as they
anything.
walked in the room?
Yeah.
Didn't hear the guy speak or anything.
Yeah, because at that point you literally made a decision based off of what you could see. And what you can see at that point is their height.
Exactly. I expect for the most part dudes to probably do that because like they are so one sided when they. I'm not even gonna say one sided because they have a main physical that they like on females, and then they
Mm-hmm.
have maybe a second or third physical type that's like it's not up there with their first, but
Mm-hmm.
like it intrigues them as well. So I will definitely say that like I can see dudes because they're more like about aesthetics. Now in this current generation, because there's more emphasis on the way a male's fashion is set up, I can
Mm.
see that. And I just want them to be honest. Like if you want to pop the balloon at first sight, it absolutely has something to do with this dude's physical. Whether
Yeah.
it was you didn't like how he was dressed, it
Unless he
doesn't fit
came
your
in the
personal
room and BO
style
smacked
or
you in the
whatever it
nose.
is.
Like the only reason was something like
I
that.
don't know, but I feel like there's a lot of women, and there are some men out there too that upgrade females fashion as well. But
Yeah.
there's a lot of women out there that upgrade their men. I know y'all seen that the what was that challenge, the one with
The black wife effect.
the black wife
Oh
effect or
yeah.
whatever. Like
Oh yeah, that one.
that's some real stuff.
It is.
People tend to dress up when they're happier, when they can have a best friend, go out and joke with, play like you know what I'm saying, and be
Yeah.
playful in public and things of that nature. Like they tend to strive to be better people, meaning that like when you go out in public, like your physicality is one way, you dress a certain way, your confidence is through the roof. And I'm not
Mm-hmm.
saying clothes put confidence in the people, but if you notice, a lot of times when people dress better or look better, they feel better.
But yeah.
So
And you present therefore you present yourself more confidently, more comfortably even. Like, yeah,
for
I
sure.
agree.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and roll past that subject.
Okay.
Um, all right, so here we go.
Okay.
Should you pay for your child's play date?
Oh man,
Yeah,
I've seen this on TikTok so many
yeah. Should you
times.
pay for your child's play date? She has a kid.
I have a 6-year-old. I as a host will never ask someone to because that's not me. However, if your child breaks something, I think you should offer at least if they take it or not to replace or help to replace whatever. But that one video, she charged for like $1 for a fruit pouch and like $3 for wear and tear on furniture. You're doing the absolute most, way too much with that. But if you're gonna buy all of the kids' food, the parent, can put in $6 for their own kids' Happy Meal. Something like that, I think, is quite reasonable. You're having We used to have a lot of like pool parties when I was a kid because we had a pool. The other parents would offer to like help with because like fruit is expensive even when we were kids. My parents never took it, but I think it's just common courtesy to say, "Hey, if you're going to go out of your way, let me help out." But I as a host would never.
I mean, I feel like as the parent, and I don't have kids. Obviously, I feel like it's common courtesy to ask.
Yeah.
You know, if you're putting your child in someone else's care,
Yeah.
you know, to be like, hey, like, do you need help with anything?
Yeah.
And that could be monetary. That could be you providing something for the kids that you
Activities,
already have
yeah.
available. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's true
But
too.
I also feel like this, like if you're doing play dates, like there should be a one for one,
Yeah.
especially if that's your child's best friend.
You
Like
host,
it
I
shouldn't be one
host.
sided.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that you as the parent, you might not be the parent that wants kids over to your house, and that's fine.
And that's
Like
fine.
there's other things, other activities you guys can
Take
find
them
to
to the
do, but I
playground.
feel like play dates should not necessarily be one sided.
No, I agree with that too. But yeah, no.
Um,
That one instance that started this, she did too much. I'm sorry. She did way too much.
I don't know. I just feel like things with kids can get a little sticky,
Yeah.
especially if you know when it comes down to a play date. Like you kind of gotta like pre-interview the parent, see what the household might be like.
You need to know who's in the house, who comes in and out of the house, what's going on at the house. Are there pets in the house? You need, like me, I want to know how your entire household runs before I even consider letting my child come over. Now, I don't mind yours coming to play with mine in my house if you're comfortable with that, but mine is not. It's going to be a long time
I
before
don't know.
she's
I
allowed in
just feel like
somebody's house.
it's a bunch of weird people out here. So
Absolutely.
definitely watch your kids. That's for certain.
Yeah.
Um. Alrighty. If your spouse wanted to be a stay-at-home dad, would you become the sole provider for the home?
Can my income afford it? It's the first question. And secondly, is he actually going to do the things that need to be done? If the answer to both of those is yes, we'll try it out.
I don't know. I might be a little bit old school here. I don't know if my dad was who my dad was and my grandfather.
Yeah, I mean, I
Like,
had a old school
I don't know.
sole provider dad, but I think times have
I'm not going to
shifted a
knock
bit.
somebody who has that household set up. I'm just
Nah,
saying it's personally just not for me.
and that's
Um,
absolutely okay.
that's fine. I'm
Yeah.
like, no,
Let me just say, I've done the stay-at-home mom thing. Never again.
I don't know. I feel like it's either we're both working or I am going to be the stay at home mom. Like, this is just not getting ready to go down like that.
Okay.
Um, I'm definitely not built to be a stay at home mom. Trust me, you would want me out of the house.
Yeah,
Okay.
you do.
You would definitely want me at points in time outside of that house. I'm just going to
You would go
state
stir
facts.
crazy.
Exactly my point. I would definitely go start
Yeah.
crazy. There's no way. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, it's not that I don't agree with that lifestyle. I
Mm.
just feel like men are more geared towards taking care of the household in that sense, being a provider when
I
they can
do
go
agree.
out
I do
there.
agree with
It
that.
goes along with like masculine qualities, right?
Yeah, I do fully agree with that.
It
Even though
just
I
it
said
does.
like my answer was what it was, I do also agree with that.
That's just like most women when we go to work, we gotta get in our masculine. There's too
Mm.
many things to take care of, too many decisions to be made. Prime example, like when most women go out with their dude, like their brain will turn all the way off. A lot of these jobs,
Yeah, it
women
should be
would
able
rather
to.
not be doing. Do we are we ambitious? Yes. Would we prefer to be running businesses that we're passionate about? Probably. But you
Hmm.
got women out here that are in like prime example, they're in the corporate world. No woman past a certain point really, really, really wants to do that job
Mm.
to a certain extent. Now I'm not gonna say like the
It's
ambitiousness and the
exhaust.
drive
That
is
would
not
be
there. It's
exhausting.
exhausting, but I
Yeah.
feel like past a certain point you get tired of competing with your counterparts who mostly are men
Mm.
and never really having a leg up. Now, are there women that succeed in that field? For sure.
Absolutely.
Nobody wants to do that. In fact, that tires a woman's brain out. We already got 30,000 things on our brain as it is.
Yeah.
Whereas though most men's brains are more singular. Um, us, we're constantly multitasking.
Yeah.
Trust me, I didn't worked around men in some of these fields and they cannot multitask like most women.
Man, look, the
And it's okay. Like your brain is not set up like that. I'm saying
yeah,
most of them, not all of them.
right.
But majority of men can't handle it.
Yeah, a woman's brain we never turn off. We never turn off. Um and even when I was a stay-at-home mom, let me tell you something, that is like 3 full-time jobs. And it's very underestimated, and I do not think most men could do that. I really don't, because it's so much multitasking and juggling that women kind of adapt naturally to, and men just don't.
Yeah, there's a very like there are stay at home dads and not
Yeah,
demean them for
and I
doing it.
applaud them, but I
But
don't think
even seeing her go through that, yeah, no. It's too much stuff you gotta
she
worry
knew I
about
should.
with the child, the
She told me at the
household,
time. Yeah.
the bills, the this, the that. It's just a lot.
Mhm.
Making sure that child is occupied. It's just a lot. You know what I'm saying? Making sure the house is clean.
Mhm.
People think cleaning the house take 2.2 seconds.
No. Especially when you're raising a kid who will come behind you and destroy the room you just did with a set of blocks. Or no, mm-mm. No, no,
Mm-mm.
no. Mm.
And I'm not saying like it can't be done, and I'm not saying it's not tiresome, but
Mm.
you're gonna have certain specific people that feel like taking care of the household is not a hard task. And I'm like, but
Yeah, you go ahead and do it and then say it wasn't.
Tedious. It's already tedious sometimes when it's just me by myself.
Keeping up with yourself is hard.
Keeping up with me. All right.
Okay.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know this is the name of this, but
Okay.
I'm gonna ask you a question.
Okay.
Does the Pooh Shiesty mask put you on alert?
Isn't that the full one?
The full one with the eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're wearing it and it's summertime, I'm gonna be a little bit, but no, not really. We're where we're from, an area where we're from, that's quite common.
Oh, for them to wear them during the summer.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. All year long during the summer, whatever.
Yeah, and
but remember, that's just an area where we're from.
right, but that's why my inclination is not to be on alert by it, because a lot of people at home, sometimes it's used to protect your face from the sun, from the cold in the winter. They'll wear it like under construction masks, or if they're welders or something like that. It doesn't, if it's the middle of the summer and you're wearing it outside and you're not like doing something that you need sun protection or something, I am going to look twice and be like, what are you doing? Because you're going to have a heat stroke. But it doesn't scare me.
I say this to say, I saw a story. Of course, I was, going down the rabbit hole on TikTok.
As one does.
As one does. So there was this gentleman, and apparently he went to like go get food from this restaurant.
Okay.
At this restaurant, I guess the power had went out or their systems were down at a point or whatever. They were only accepting cash.
Okay.
Now, mind you, it's nighttime. Okay. So he leaves the restaurant and of course he looks up, where his nearest ATM is for his bank. He drives over to the ATM. He uses his card to like go into like, open the doors up because it's nighttime and to use his ATM, right? Two guys come up with shiesty masks on. It's dark. They knock on the door.
And he automatically assumed.
Oh, wait a minute. Hey, can we get in there? Can you help us get in real quick? And he looks over, and at this point, he's on alert, right? It's like he heard the door being rattled with, but he was assuming, the worst at this point.
Yeah.
So he's like, I don't have anything on me to protect me, but I got to get out of here. So eventually, he feels like he got to be on guard just in case he got to protect himself. I guess he goes out the other door. Somebody else comes up and like lights them in. They just going about their day. They actually pull out their bank cards, which I'm assuming their bank card wasn't for whatever bank that was, because 9 times out of 10, you're trying to get in the door, you got to actually have that bank card for it to let you in.
They probably just needed the
ATM. Trying to get some cash out. Whatever. Yeah. So the guy was like, was I wrong for assuming the worst? And to me, those dudes, a lot of times, y'all look crazy with the mask on. I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah.
You absolutely look crazy.
Sometimes you absolutely do.
Most of the time, they look crazy.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it's in areas where there's no need for the mask. Sometimes, even at the job that I work at, they have them on inside the building.
I was gonna say that too.
But I also work in an area where you're not supposed to have headphones on, so a lot of them think that they're being slick and they put their AirPods in or whatever, and they put that shiesty mask over top of it.
They would do that back at home too.
The thing of the matter is, you're always gonna look like you're up to no good with that mask on. People are going to assume the worst, and I hate to say this.
The majority will. Yeah, absolutely.
There's probably even been people that have been shot because they had one of them on because they look crazy.
It's a sad fact, but it's
a
probably true. Yeah,
it's literally how you're presenting yourself. Like you're always, for the most part, looking like you get ready to go rob somebody, even if you're not. You can be the chillest, most calmest dude ever.
Yeah,
you put one of them on, you look a specific way. And I hate to say it because it's my people out there, but like y'all got to know how to protect yourselves too. Like y'all running around wanting people to accept you, and I get that, but like there's certain areas people not gonna be ready for that. And
Yeah.
where we from in Baltimore City, them dudes run around like that all the time. But
Yeah.
it's so normal to us, we really don't have too much of a
Yeah, we
reaction
really
for it,
don't think twice
right? But
about
I
it.
know there's other places where they can't just run around like that, and this
Yeah.
is their normal reality. They go and travel somewhere else, they might be in danger.
Yeah, and I think too that's something that you need, like, if you're going to be traveling or going outside of your local area, you could be going one state over. You could be going, it doesn't matter where you're going. You have to do research. You have to be responsible enough to research these places and find out where you're going and if things like that are okay. Like, look at the local, watch, I don't know, videos, local vlogs or something. Like, if you don't want to, if you're not a reader, there's your alternative, like local vlogs or something, to see what's happening around these areas and what people who are from these areas are wearing and looking like, dressing like, talking like you have to know.
I mean, you gotta know, but like as far as like hood rules go,
They don't
do
apply
not go in a hood
everywhere.
where you're not from if you do not know people from that hood. I
Yeah.
don't care what state you in. I'm
No.
just trying to tell you that's hood rules no matter where
Yeah, because
you
the same
go.
rules don't
If
apply
you don't
everywhere.
have nobody from that hood that you know or cool with family member that's bring you inside,
Yeah.
uh-uh.
Yeah, just
Because
because you're from another one doesn't mean
do
that.
not run up in there like you
Yeah.
crazy.
Mm-mm.
But like I was saying, it's no dig at them.
Hmm.
It's just that I know for a fact when they outside of my city, I would be scared for them. And
Yeah.
to be honest, if when I'm outside of that city and I'm traveling, or right now we live in another state, so like if I was to see them out on the streets up in these
Yeah.
areas, I would be on alert because
Yeah,
it's
because I don't
not
know what to
normal,
expect from them.
right? It's not normal up
Yeah.
there, and that
No,
could be
it's
this
not.
guy's normal everyday outfit. When I'm home, I know that's normal at home. They wear the shiesty mask all year long in
All the
Buffalo,
time.
like all year. It's not gonna be a time in the city where you don't see somebody with one of the masks on,
No, it doesn't. And like, and even though I said when it's hot
and
outside, they
it's
wear
not
them when
all
it's hot
rude.
outside, whether for protection or not. But at home,
Mm-mm.
we know generally how people are going to move with, even if they're wearing that, we already know. But that's part of us. That's part of what being a local is. You know what to expect from the people who are from your area.
Absolutely. Um, let's see what's up next.
Okay.
So,
Mm-hmm.
birth control inside of a marriage, yes or no?
Mm. I think it is fully and solely up to whoever needs to take the birth control. In this case, it's women. They are talking about male birth control, but it's
Yeah,
up to
we're
her.
specifically talking about women.
It's up to her. If she says no, the answer is no, and if she says yes, the answer is yes. Um,
Yeah,
I have never taken birth control. I've chosen not to. So that's my choice. I'm not changing it now for anyone,
I
but
mean, it does more harm to your body than it
it
does
really
benefit.
does.
And a lot of those birth controls, you look up the side effects, it's not even really worth it for real. And
Yeah,
I get y'all
no.
don't want to be pregnant, y'all want to be out here doing whatever. And for the most part, inside of a marriage, I would assume you want your partner to be healthy, or
Mhm.
y'all need to find some other type of methods or whatever it is.
Mhm.
Um,
There are
but also
others.
I feel like it's two sides to this coin because if you're about to tell me you're a Christian and you follow the Christian faith, right? For example,
Mhm. Because that's where this discussion tends to go. People will go
I
religious with
mean,
it.
yeah. So like, if you can go that route, I'm gonna tell you no. That's not the route for you. Anybody else outside of that, or is outside of any other religion that also follows suit for that,
Mhm.
you can do what you like if you're
Yep.
outside of those religions. But within the confines of those religions, the answer is
Mm.
absolutely,
Mm-mm.
absolutely no. Outside of it, you can do whatever you like.
Yeah.
Inside of those confines, it's a no go.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Until male birth control is a thing, women, it is fully and completely up to you. And if he
I
doesn't
don't
like
think
it,
either one of them should be doing it. Your body is not meant to do that.
no. Well,
You're gonna end up screwing it up
I
down the
mean,
road.
in the respect of, like, right now, it's solely on the woman to make the
It
decision.
is, unless he gets like a vasectomy or something, and
Right.
even then, that's still not 100% like effective past the point
Especially
or
what are
at
they?
the start of
Yeah.
it or whatever. Um,
Yeah. It can be touch and go for
the
a little
only
bit.
thing is you got to watch that because if you're one of those guys that want to reverse, it might not always be reversible.
Yeah.
There's a chance,
Generally, it is, but not every single time.
not every single time.
Mhm.
So just be mindful of that when y'all out here making these, decisions about your bodies and which way y'all
Yeah.
think things should go.
Yeah.
Um,
Women, it's up to you. And really no one else's opinion matters.
nope,
Truly it doesn't.
it doesn't. But
Nope.
when you making certain decisions, y'all got to realize that later on, y'all might want to have kids, and it's birth control and tool your body up to a certain extent. When you're doing
Yeah.
it for a certain amount of years, and your cycle's not regular anymore,
Mm-hmm.
and it's hard to regulate it or whatever. Some women come off of it just fine
Yeah.
or whatnot, but they cause other ailments inside of the
Yeah.
body. So before y'all do that, step out there. Just make sure y'all do your research.
Absolutely.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Would you be in a long distance relationship?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Nah. Nah.
No.
No.
Okay.
Not in this day and age, not right now, no. I mean, you would really, really have to like I
You
don't
gotta
know.
trust.
I don't think I
You
could
have to
do it.
have the ultimate type of trust.
Yeah, And from a distance, I can't trust you from a can of paint.
I mean,
I for sure can't trust you in my face, but I really can't trust you.
what if it's okay? So what if it's a temporary, like this is the person you already established with, right? And then it's a separation for work for a period of time.
My thing is,
Do you stay with them for
what's
that?
the period of time?
What if it's like 6 months to a year?
See, you're doing too much at that point.
I mean, it's not unheard of.
It's not unheard of, but all that traveling back and forth, you guys trying to meet in the middle.
But if this is someone you've been with for a while already, you're gonna break it off over that?
I'm not saying I'm gonna break it off over that, but I feel like I'm also not about to be in a relationship with somebody that's probably an option
Hmm.
for now.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna say it's not gonna
Okay.
change, but this is how I feel in my present day time.
Okay.
Like I don't know.
Okay.
I'm barely there when I'm in the same state and was like area as you. Like that whole
Yeah,
all over the place. I'm
you
not
are
about to.
quite busy and
That's too much right now. It's one thing if we both traveling and we're both travelers. We both
Mhm.
travel for our jobs.
Okay.
That's something completely different.
But if
Right
it
now,
okay.
no. But I also work a job where I can pick up and move. So there's that.
Mhm.
Um, but honestly, I also have the option of staying sit, so staying put in
Right.
whatever area I'm in. So I don't
True.
know. It's just not gonna work for me. It's a no for me.
Okay.
And probably a hard no.
As is your right. Absolutely. Hard no, soft no, maybe so. It's up to you. Shoot.
Oh man. All right. So that's the last topic for discussion. And I left it. I didn't even type this up in my notes because it's still fresh in my mind.
Uh-oh.
So, do you feel like some of these chain restaurants and fast food restaurants provide enough security for the employees? Let me explain first.
Okay.
So there's this story going around. I think this girl's name is Anaya or Araya
Mhm.
or whatnot. Back in April, there was a guy, um, and his friends. They pull into a drive-through at a McDonald's. There is a 15-year-old girl inside of the McDonald's,
Mm.
right? Him and his friends, they all rowdy in the drive-through, right? So eventually they tell him, "Hey, come on in, whatever. Like we can't take y'all through the drive-through. Come on in." They come in, they cause a big ruckus. They throwing food. Then they're throwing the trays in McDonald's.
Mm.
One of them busts like the little screen, the menu that's up there, whatever.
Mhm.
And eventually they drag this 15 or the one guy, he drags this 15-year-old girl outside, right? He proceeds to slam this girl on her head,
What?
stomp her. Apparently, she had a concussion. He fractured her skull, and she has a broken nose or had a broken nose.
I haven't heard anything about this.
Yeah, because that's one of them you gotta really look for the story to find
Wow.
it.
Okay.
Of course, it's a black teen, so that's enough said.
And it could
Anyway,
explain why it's not getting a lot of media coverage. But anyway.
So you got a 50-50 that a black teen get national media coverage, but that's what it is. So, do they provide enough protection for the employees?
Overall, no, I don't think so. Especially not in the fast food places. I feel like a lot of them are just often left to fend for themselves.
I feel like now, but this is also like on topic with, is on brand with, does the United States even really care? Because yes, it's a business. It's ultimately the business's fault.
Mhm.
But like this also goes along with that theory that like the United States just does not care about kids, period,
Mm,
in general. And I say this to say, it's one thing to have, as an adult, you putting yourself at risk no matter where you go to work, right?
right.
But if you're going to employ children,
Because a 15-year-old is a
teenagers,
child.
that's a child.
Still, yeah.
Why do we not have a method in place to potentially protect these kids, these teenagers? Like, I do not understand that
I don't
from a
either.
can of paint. Because guess what? It's going to happen. When you work in customer service, people get rowdy all the time.
I have
Like,
worked in
all
a
the
couple
time.
different types of customer service, and absolutely they do.
Bro, I seen people go off because they didn't get 2 packets of ketchup before. Like, crazy stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, ridiculous. You have
Yeah.
people who do not care that these people prepare their food.
hmm
They will come in the restaurant and act a whole entire fool.
Yeah.
You know, these workers are not protected
No,
at all.
not at all. Especially the younger kids
No.
who don't really have even the life skills yet to protect themselves. Like someone who is older, more experienced in life, they have the knowledge and a lot of times the access, the ability to protect themselves. Kids really don't. They're not allowed to carry a lot, like they can't even carry pepper spray or something. Like they
No.
can't do like the basic things that most adults can do, let alone be registered to carry a firearm. Like that's the ultimate
Absolutely not.
example, something an adult can do that a young person cannot do, which I'm not saying we should change that. However, when you're employing people, and a lot of times like I've heard a lot that businesses will have the young people close because everybody else wants to go home. So you're making young people close in businesses where you got to take the trash out at the end of the night. That's leaving your occupation, your building to go to the trash. Often it's dark. It's in an alley or in the back of a parking lot,
I've
not
seen
well lit. Like
taking the trash out and small stuff.
yeah.
I don't know.
Or
In
leaving a
fact,
mall
we
and
just saw that
walking
at
across
McDonald's
an
last
empty
night.
parking lot to get to your car, which is on the other side of the mall parking lot, a whole open exposed space. Like when I worked at the mall, people used to have to park. If you worked a later shift at the mall, you used to have to park all the way in the back of the lot. You got to walk back there by yourself. And the mall I worked at, we had a bus stop that was also right. It was on the mall route. So like you never know who was coming in and out at any given
Mm-mm.
time.
I
It's
feel
just
like
not
if you're
safe.
employing minors,
Yeah.
specifically for a lot of these chain restaurants, we can work some of the smaller businesses. I could kind of understand where they might not have
The ability
the
or
ability to do it.
yeah.
But McDonald's, come on now. KFC, come on now. Taco Bell, like y'all gotta
There's no
stop.
reason.
Y'all everywhere
Yeah.
across the world, not just here in the United
Yeah.
States. Y'all are making money. Y'all chain restaurants ain't going broke tomorrow.
Yeah, anytime there's a minor
Mm-mm.
inside of that location, there should be a full grown over the age, I'm not even gonna say 18, over the age of 25-year-old adult also
I
working
don't
at the
even
same
care if
time.
y'all hire security. I don't care if y'all get better. Like y'all gotta figure something out
Yeah.
because I'm pretty sure this is not the first time I've heard of a teenager getting beat up at one of these daggone restaurants.
No, I've seen a lot of videos where the people jumping through drive-throughs and stuff like that, and it's always you can tell a very young person on the other end of that situation, and it's a full-grown adult just being a jackass. Like I've seen a lot of that too, but I haven't heard about that particular
Yeah,
one.
that one kind of took me out early. I was like,
Yeah,
this is
that
ridiculous.
15-year-old girl.
15-year-old girl, this grown man. Mind you, supposedly, I don't know how true this is, but I did read somewhere in the comments under this video that the guy that beat her also was like on TikTok and everything. Um, and supposedly he was talking about beating somebody up, and what like days
So it
before
was
this
like
incident,
premeditated.
like it was almost premeditated for
That's
this incident, like
disgusting.
almost down to a T, like slamming the person, kicking them in their
You
face,
know,
all
when
that.
they get him locked up and they get a hold of him in jail, that's
I
gonna be
mean,
it for
he is
him.
locked up, but like
That's gonna
it,
be it for him.
I wouldn't even say it's gonna be it. And I'm not gonna really get into like the politics behind um our justice system,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna tell you like this: guaranteed, he not gonna do as much time as people think he's gonna do. Although fracturing her skull and stomping her like that in my book is attempted murder.
I would say so, yeah.
On a minor at that.
Yeah, because you dragged her out. You literally picked her. You said he drug her out, picked her up, and carried her.
Her out.
Yeah, no.
Like just doing too much.
Yeah. And most of those places, they have security. Most fast foods have security cameras now, so
I'm pretty sure
that's on tape.
No. Anywho, y'all. Make sure you guys like, comment, share,
subscribe,
hit that notification,
and come back and see us.
Let us know how you feel about these videos. If you guys have topics, drop them below.
Questions, anything like that. Hey, it's gonna be something different every week, and unless we circle back around, which is quite possible.
It's possible that we might circle back around. Yeah. Who knows? But we'll see you guys next video.
Bye.
Peace.